In the year 2035, SpaceX launched its most ambitious mission yet, Ares I, a crewed expedition to Mars aimed at establishing the first human settlement on the Red Planet. The crew was a carefully selected team of 5. Captain Sofia Ramirez, a seasoned astronaut with over a decade of spaceflight experience, known for her cool-headed leadership. Dr. Arif Patel, a brilliant linguist and communications expert tasked with managing the mission's data streams. Engineer Liam O'Connor, a gruff, pragmatic technician who could fix anything with a wrench and a curse. Scientist Mei Lee, an astrobiologist obsessed with finding signs of extraterrestrial life. Elon Musk, the visionary founder of SpaceX, who insisted on joining the mission to personally oversee humanity's next step into the cosmos. The journey to Mars was smooth, a testament to years of engineering triumphs. After months of travel, Ares I entered Martian orbit, and the crew prepared to descend to the surface. The mood was electric, until something unexpected interrupted their descent. "Captain, we're picking up an unusual signal," Dr. Patel said, his voice tense as he hunched over his console. "It's emanating from the planet itself." Captain Ramirez frowned, peering at the readings. "What kind of signal?" "It's complex. The pattern suggests a structure, almost like a language, but it doesn't match anything in our records." Elon Musk's eyes lit up from the back of the cockpit. "A signal from Mars? This could be it, the breakthrough we've been waiting for. We need to investigate." Ramirez hesitated. "Our mission is to land and establish the base. We can't afford to chase anomalies." But Elon's enthusiasm was unrelenting. "This isn't an anomaly, it's history. We have to know what it is." Reluctantly, Ramirez agreed to divert resources to study the signal. As Ares I touched down on the dusty red plains, the signal intensified, pulsing through the ship's systems like a heartbeat from the planet below. The crew spent their first days on Mars setting up the base, but the signal loomed over every task. Dr. Patel worked tirelessly to decode it, his frustration growing with each failed attempt. "It's like it's deliberately evasive," he muttered. "A puzzle with no key." Meanwhile, the ship began to falter. Lights flickered without reason, and the temperature controls swung wildly from icy chills to suffocating heat. Engineer O'Connor grumbled as he crawled through maintenance panels, chasing glitches that vanished as soon as he fixed them. "This ship's haunted," he joked darkly, though his eyes betrayed unease. Scientist Lee tried to keep spirits high. "Maybe it's Martian welcoming committee," she quipped, but the laughter was hollow. That night, Captain Ramirez jolted awake to faint whispers echoing through her quarters. The words were indistinct, a murmur just beyond comprehension. She checked the comms, silent. Shrugging it off as fatigue, she returned to sleep. But the whispers persisted, night after night, and soon the others heard them too. A week into their stay, Dr. Patel cracked the signal's code. "It's a message," he announced, his voice trembling with a mix of awe and fear. "A warning." The crew gathered as he played the decoded audio. A distorted, genderless voice rasped through the speakers, "Beware! The void! It hungers! For life!" Elon clapped his hands, grinning. "Proof of intelligence! This is what we came for!" But Ramirez's gut twisted. "What's the void?" Patel shook his head. "The signal describes an entity, ancient, cosmic, drawn to these transmissions. It says it feeds on life, and it's awakening." Scientist Lee paled. "Awakening where? Here? Or Earth?" O'Connor added, his voice low. Before anyone could respond, the ship's alarm screamed. "Proximity alert! Unidentified object approaching!" The crew rushed to the windows, but the Martian horizon was empty, no ships, no asteroids, just the endless red dust. Patel checked the sensors. "It's not physical. It's a disturbance, a tear in spacetime, closing in fast." Elon's excitement faded. "What have we unleashed?" The disturbances escalated. Shadows slithered along walls, defying the ship's harsh lighting. Crew members glimpsed figures, fleeting, humanoid shapes, vanishing when stared at directly. The whispers grew into a chorus, chanting, "It comes! It hungers!" Then Scientist Lee disappeared. She'd been in the lab, analyzing soil samples, when her comms cut off. They found only her badge, lying on the floor like a discarded relic. Panic gripped the crew. Captain Ramirez organized a search, but Lee was gone. That night, O'Connor vanished too, his tools scattered as if dropped mid-task. Dr. Patel, now frantic, decoded more of the signal. "There's a counter-frequency," he shouted. "It might repel the entity. We have to broadcast it." Elon hesitated, his usual bravado shaken. "What if it draws the thing closer? We're dying either way," Ramirez snapped. "Do it?" As they prepared the broadcast, the ship plunged into chaos. The lights died, and a suffocating presence filled the air. In the darkness, a shape emerged, a writhing mass of shadows, studded with glowing, hateful eyes. The entity had arrived. Ramirez swung a flashlight at it, but the beam vanished into the void, swallowed whole. Patel, clutching his notes, shouted the frequency code, fumbling to activate the broadcast manually. Tendrils of darkness lashed out, seizing him. His screams dissolved as he was pulled apart, atom by atom, into nothingness. Elon froze, wide-eyed, as Ramirez lunged for the control panel. She punched in the frequency and slammed the broadcast button just as the entity turned on her. A piercing tone erupted, and the creature recoiled, its form flickering. For a fleeting moment, hope flared, until it surged forward again, engulfing Ramirez in a wave of shadow. Her final scream lingered in the air. Elon, alone now, stumbled to the comms. His trembling hands recorded a final transmission. "This is Elon Musk of Aries I. We've encountered something beyond comprehension. It's coming for Earth. Do not attempt to." The entity struck, and the message died in static. On Earth, Mission Control received the broken transmission. Attempts to reconnect with Aries I failed, the ship was a ghost in the void. Days later, astronomers spotted an anomaly, a shadow moving against the stars, creeping toward Earth. Whispers began to plague cities at night, and shadows danced where no light could cast them. The entity had arrived, and humanity's dream of the stars became its nightmare.